Hello everyone, this is Instructor Ford for ECED 107, Early Childhood Practice Experience. This is an instructional video to help you understand how to do the journaling assignments for this class. The journaling assignments will essentially be your portfolio project for the course. You will submit a journaling assignment in week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 7. Week 7 submission is kind of special in that you'll be compiling all 5 of your journaling assignments and submitting them in week 7 as your portfolio project. But I will help you understand how to do that when we get closer to week 7. So right now we're going to concentrate on weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6. Please notice that there will be 2 really important PDF documents that you'll need to write your journaling assignments correctly. One of them will be an ECE Theories and Practices PDF. Another one will be a Cda Competencies PDF. Those will be provided for you, and I'll let you know where they are when we get to that part. Another important thing to talk about before we move on in the instructional video is that your journaling assignments are directly related to the observations that you'll be doing. There are 3 ways that you can do observations for the journaling assignments. One is to use the video simulations that are provided in the Weeks tab. I will show you that in a moment. A second way you can do it is if you work at a child care facility now, and you can use your daily activity as your observations for your journaling assignments. A third and final way that you can do it is to be invited to a school, or you go and ask them if you can come in as an observer only to take notes, and you can use those observation notes to do your journaling assignments. So those are 3 ways that you can do it. But I want to give you a strong suggestion. Even if you're going to do your observations at your own work site or at a place in person that has invited you to come in and observe, even if you're going to do it that way, it's really smart to look at the simulations in Blackboard also, because the Blackboard simulations are like the lectures for the class. Not only are they videos of children doing real things in real life at preschool settings, it is also laced with written information that's super valuable to know and to learn. Let me go ahead and click off of this opening page now, and we'll look at the next thing. Now we're looking at Blackboard. I've clicked into the class. This is the first announcement in our class, and I bet you've already noticed that on the left side in Blackboard, there's the Weeks tab. Let's click on the Weeks tab. This takes us to all the weeks in the course. And if I scroll down, I come to week 1. I'm going to click on week 1. And I'm also going to scroll down through week 1 to see the very last thing there on the page. Notice that the portfolio project and rubric document is there. That's essentially the instructions, the directions of how to do the portfolio project. And it doesn't necessarily explain exactly how to do the journaling assignments, but the journaling assignments will be your portfolio project. There's also a document that's a project journaling template. And please use this template to write out all 5 of your journaling entries. So now you know where this template is. You can always go to the Weeks tab, week 1, scroll all the way down, and you can find a fresh template here each time you want to write a journaling assignment. I'm going to go ahead and go back, go back to the Weeks tab. And I'd like to scroll down to week 3, simply because in week 3, the first journaling assignment is due. So I'm going to click on week 3, which you can see will be focusing on the infant classroom. So let's click on week 3. In week 3, if I scroll down, oh, excuse me, not down, up. In week 3, at the very top of the page, you'll notice the simulation is there. That's the videos with the written information that you can use as your observations. And that is what I suggested everyone look at. Even if you're going to do observations live in person, it's still good to look at these also, just to beef up your knowledge and help you be more in tune with maybe some of the things we'll be talking about in class, in the discussions. So every time there's a week where you need to do a journaling assignment, the simulation will be at the top of the page in weeks and in that particular week. So I'm going to go ahead and click on a different document now. This document that I have here for you to look at is the portfolio project rubric document. I know you're going to look at it in detail, but I'm scrolling down just to help you see that an overarching directions paragraph is here for you to read. And then if you scroll down, you'll see deliverable descriptions, and it basically lays out each week that a journaling entry is due. So you'll see it's in week 3, the first journal entry is due. Week 4, the second journal entry is due. So on and so forth as you scroll down. In week 7, it explains how to compile everything. I know you can read that on your own, but I'll also give you information about it later in the course when we get closer to that time. I'm also now going to click on this document, which is a super important document. This is the template that you're going to download and use each time you write a journal entry. I want you to notice that it's a live document. So see how I can put my cursor there and just put in the date and you can leave it that way, but if you want to get fancy or more professional, you can highlight what you wrote, come over here to the colors and click it and make it black. And that way, what they're asking for on the template is in blue, and what you write is very noticeable in black. You don't have to do that, but I think it makes the document look more professional. Scroll down, and I want you to notice that there are different sections you have to write about. Every single time you do a journal entry, it's going to be the same template, and you'll be writing very much similar kinds of things, but doing the observation and the journaling over and over again is wonderful practice for an early childhood professional. One of the most important things I want you to notice is that there is a word count, which I highlighted in yellow. Now, when you download your document, it's not going to be highlighted in yellow for you. I just did it for our video here, but I'm trying to help you understand and be aware of that there is a minimum word count. There must be 350 words that goes into this section under summary of actions and activities observed. There has to be at least 200 words under the section learning theories and concepts observed. So you'll see the other ones as you scroll down. Let's talk about each one. The summary of actions is going to be quite detailed. You're going to get that information from your observations. So if you write this in small paragraphs, it makes it look and read in a more organized and professional way. So that's one suggestion that I have. But make sure you make that word count of 350 or I'll have to take some points off. I want to scroll down and show you learning theories and concepts observed. This is one that trips people up, so I want to be very clear about this. Learning theories and concepts is not about health and safety standards. It's not about regulations or federal guidelines about health or safety or interactions with teachers or anything like that necessarily. It's as far as high quality interactions with teachers. Those would go under the next section, which is Cda Competencies and Goals. When we look at this part, it'll all come back to you what Cda competencies are. But for right now, when we talk about learning theories, I'm going to click on a document here. This is one of the extra documents that you will receive. It's one that was found online. This top link here is live, so you can go straight to the document. But I actually put the source here for you, and then I went ahead and put it into our own PDF document, so it's free of advertisements and stuff that you would see if it was on the internet. Anyways, this is a resource that you will be given. And notice, you'll know these names: Erik Erikson, Jean Piaget, Lev Vygotsky, John Dewey, Howard Gardner, and so on and so forth. There's many more. These are theorists. These are people who came up with theories that are used in early childhood education. And this PDF is so cool because it shows you specifics about how we see the practice in action when we're actually observing in a classroom. So this document, which I'm now going to shrink back down, that document is going to help you in the Learning Theories and Concepts Observed section of the template. Notice that it says consider learning theories and environments, activities, early childhood education, and best practices. So you can write about best practices, but be careful not to confuse regulations and safety and health and things like that, because those will really fit much better under Cda competencies. So under Learning Theories and Concepts Observed, I'll accept many things that you write, but I'm specifically looking for you to name 2 different theorists that you will talk about individually. You'll name their theory, and you'll also talk about specifically what you saw in the observation that links with that theory. You know, the teacher may have been doing something, or the room may have been arranged a certain way that links with a certain theory, and that's what you need to pull out and identify and explain. Going down to the Cda competencies. See, this is 200 words minimum also. And this one, the college document provides this link for you. And I'm not going to click on it because I don't want to mess up my video here. I might get confused. But that one will show you the different Cda goals and functional areas. If you've never seen it before, don't worry. It's very self-explanatory and very informative. And if you have seen it before, it will all come back to you and be easy for you to use. And whatever you find in that document are correct things to identify in your observations and write about under this section, Cda competency goals and functional areas at work. The very last part is the most simple part, and it's your reflection. So here it's the smallest part. You only need to write about 150 words, and or you can always write more. But this is where you'll talk about what you've learned, what you will try, what you value, what you think is important, something enlightening that you read about or now know about. So this is your reflection about your own knowledge and your own learning. All right, so I think you probably see knowing where to find this template is actually going to be the key for you to know how to do the journaling entries. And again, it's a live document, so also notice this. See how the document gave you this heading, summary of actions and activities observed, and then all the other headings. But underneath, they have given you the instructions about what to write. Once you're ready to start writing, you can simply take your cursor and delete that part so that what you start to write is your own words and you've taken the instructions out. Now I'm going to put it back the way it was for now, but this is a live document, so I want you to use it in that way. Write right into the document and make sure you delete the instructions after you figure out, what to do. You could always write under the instructions and then delete the instructions once you're done with them and move on to the next section. I hope that's helpful for you. I know that was a kind of a long